welcome to another Tech Byte Tuesday. As always, if you have an idea that you would like to see featured on Tech Byte Tuesday, throw it in the Google form that's attached to this email, and we will get to it. So today, I want to walk through something that is really becoming, something that everybody kind of needs to know, regardless of whether or not they use it every day, and that's to use the nickname feature on Google Meet. Now, what the nickname does is it offers the Meet more security. So what people are doing sometimes is that they are taking the URL from their Google Meet, which is what you would find up here. And it's usually this meet.google.com / 3 letters, 4 letters, 3 letters, and then just cutting and pasting it either into Seesaw a lot of times, or sometimes it's a social worker, speech teacher, occupational therapist, physical therapist, posting the link in Google Classroom. So the problem is that's basically a wide open door with a broken lock on it. So anybody can get in, anybody can use it after it's done. There's no extra security. However, if you used a nickname for the Meet, and I'm going to show you what that means in a second if you haven't done so, that offers it more security, and that's going to put it back to the teacher and the student level. So what I have right here on the left-hand side is my screen open up here as a teacher. And on the right-hand side, I'm actually logged in as a demo student. So you can see right off the bat that on the left-hand side, I have the ability to join or start a meeting. And over on the right-hand side, as a student, I can only use a meeting code. I actually cannot start a meeting as a student. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter a nickname. Now I could hit continue, and it would spit out a URL right here that I could cut and paste, give it to my students, and everybody would be in. And it says meeting ready right here. Now the problem is that there's no security on that. And anybody could then get in and use that Meet for as long as people need to use that Meet for. However, what I want to do is I want to give it a nickname. And now what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to hit the plus sign. And I am going to say, let's call it Schenectady Test. Now if I hit continue, again, if I come up here, it's still going to give me this URL up here. But what it's going to do is, for the love of God, it's going to give me a nickname. Now you can see that there was less information here than there was. So if I join this, again, it's called Schenectady Test. I'm now in the Google Meet. So I'm going to come over as a student, and the only way I can get in is to enter that meeting code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Schenectady Test, hit continue, and since I'm already in the Meet, it's actually going to allow me to get in. If I wasn't in the Meet as a teacher, it wouldn't let me in as a student. But again, I'll join now, and now I can see on the left-hand side that there's 2 people in here. What I want to do is I'm going to actually leave this Meet. I'm going to return to the home screen. I'm going to leave as the teacher. I'm going to return to the home screen. And so I'm back to where I started again. So as the teacher, I'm going to stay out of this Meet. And as the student, I'm going to go back in and use the meeting code that we had. Schenectady Test. I'm going to hit continue. And it says right here at the bottom, you're not allowed to start a meeting. So that's how it's going to work if it was set up correctly. Now, if I just used that URL that was up here and the student cut and pasted that in, they could get into that meeting. They could be the first one there, the last one there, anybody there. However, if I want again, let's try that again. Schenectady Test. I know how to spell Schenectady. And I'm going to hit continue. And again, it's going to say you're not allowed to start a meeting. So one more time, as the teacher, I am going to come over and hit Schenectady Test. I am going to join or start the meeting. Now, as the student, I'm going to come over and I'm going to hit Schenectady Test. And now it's letting me in because the meeting has already been started by a teacher. So that is how and why the nickname feature works. So I don't need this Meet call anymore. So this is why it's also really important for teachers to not paste that URL directly into their Seesaw. I'm going to say that again. Do not paste the URL directly into the Seesaw, because what that's going to do is it's allow people going to cut and paste that URL into anywhere, and they can send it to their friends. They can do whatever. And then all of a sudden you have a party line going on. So however, if I go over to Google Classroom and I know that most teachers use the Meet link that's built right into Google Classroom. You can see, I mean, it doesn't really look like much, but it's actually not the URL of a Meet. When you see this where it says /lookup /AS7K, whatever, this AS7K6 is actually the nickname. Now, obviously, it's a jumbled up nickname that it doesn't really, it's not really convenient. But if I clicked on this, you can see that here's the nickname again, this AS7K6, and it's going to bring me right to this URL, this ACDSIGKMWK, which is another reason why it's also really important that every once in a while in Google Classroom, it's not a bad idea to come into your settings and to cycle the Meet code. And what that does is I can click here, hit reset, and it's going to give me a new nickname to work off of, and they're just randomized letters. So again, this is a good hint for people to, especially for people that are using Seesaw, to please do not post just the meeting URL into your Seesaw. Please use a Meet code or a nickname and have the students go to meet.google.com like they do over here on the right-hand side screen and use that meeting code. A lot of teachers are doing it, and they're using like their last name and then the school, Smith and Zoller, so the code would be Smith Zoller or Zoller Smith, whatever it is. But just another great way to keep everything secure, keep kids doing what they need to be doing at all times, and hopefully that makes your meets more secure and keeps more kids engaged. All right, thanks.